Me mo bibi akwaba ever Melodies TV so. Hey, Ghana pani. Etiefo eye Nana B a oye organizer of the MPP. Ede enkrata ba betudwa. Na let me see, mention ni pakra enkrata no ni signature ewo eso. Say Nana B na watro. Now, Endra me mamoti ase say NDC legal team at the petition echo police headquarters say police for enkonkoche Brian Champon enam asemwa wakan no eso. And then sorry ya Nana B nso atro enkrata at the petition akwa akoto IGP enim say police for enchi Mahama ene Aseidu Nketia for comment a womo apase. Nti no sisia no yebehwe say police for tumi koche Brian Champon dia na say police won so beche Mahama ni Aseidu Nketia. Yen read Nana B nsem wo de ba betu da yen hensem a wo troye. I say the Director General, Criminal Investigation Department in the CID for boss. Dear Madam, petition for the arrest, investigation and prosecution of John Dramani Mahama and Johnson Aseidu Nketia for treasonable and offensive conduct conducive to breaches of the peace contrary to sections 180 and 207 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, respectively. I say I am Henry Nana Boache, a Ghanaian citizen and the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party MPP. I write to formally petition the Criminal Investigation Department CID of the Ghana Police Service for the arrest, investigation and prosecution of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Johnson Aseidu Nketia, the national chairman of the opposition National Democratic Congress, for treasonable and offensive conduct conducive to breaches of the peace contrary to sections 180 and 207 of the Criminal Offences Act and breaches of the peace contrary to Criminal Offences Act 1960 respectively, and which offences are to be dealt with pursuant to section 1 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960, Act 30. As a former President John Dramani Mahama, without regard to his stature as a statesman, proudly touted across various platforms the revolutionary route of the NDC and their unparalleled capacity when it comes to unleashing violence for political gain. Further to this are his comments to the effect that the NDC's approach to the election of 2024 shall be one of do or die and boot for boot. Invariably, this speaks to their unwavering resolve to use fair or foul means to procure electoral advantage regardless of the consequence. When he was asked during a media interview what he meant by boot for boot and do or die, and whether with the benefit of hindsight and whether with the benefit of hindsight he would want to retract those incendiary comments, John Dramani Mahama insisted that he meant what he said and that he was never going to retract. Now, we quote Mbra. What say police for enam so enfanche Mahama. Na the enter police for nam so enfanche Mahama ne say Mahama ekwo kan sem say NDC de wo he a omo free etutura sem mu na e bae. Nti e ba na etutura sem de a omo nim ye pa. O say Mahama kan za sem no. Mahama san so kan do or die. Mbra say I don't know whether that was proud to 2020 election or what, but I see Mahama can do or die. And Mahama sanso can boot for boot. Na ni name no ya Mahama kwan say sa do or die ni boot for boot na waka no. Obetwa sign. Ana won twen sign Mahama ka say won twen sign nti adwemo bone e wo Mahama trim. Nti ye nche no. Nsem a wo ka na tentini ni titim no. Owie no ka say on the part of Johnson Aseidu Nketia, he has repeatedly threatened fire and brimstone to ensure the victory of the NDC in the 2024 general elections. he has disclosed that the elections shall be bloody and that his party was willing and ready to sacrifice lives to ensure their victory in 2024. And we've talked about this. Aseidu Nketia didn't say they will sacrifice lives. Okay, I said they will sacrifice their lives. Okay, for 2024. I see he's on record to have stated unequivocally during his victory speech following his election as the national chairman of the NDC on December 18th, 2022 that it was time for members of the NDC to continue the fight to win the second independence of Ghana, and that they are prepared to sacrifice everything, including their lives, for an NDC victory in the 2024 general elections. Given the influential positions that John Dramani Mahama and Johnson Aseidu Nketia occupy, the NPP is of the firm conviction that such criminally reckless and treasonable commentary coming from them portends a great danger for the peace and stability of the state, and also have the potential of inciting their supporters to disturb the constitutional order by resorting to some unorthodox and extra constitutional means of changing a democratically elected government. Osi esanse Aseidu Nketia owini abato no oka se NDC fo wo so omobro omomojeni na omowini abaninti no adwenfia ba Aseidu Nketia etrim sa asem na wokan na ya asem bi etumi bo oman na ene ne tre se omaye omadwen se wo mo pese bia wo mutu omanpanyi ni free ade so ana se wo mo pese next abato na ebem no omo ewie mu ana wo mo yiso etutura asem edeje tumi no asem Aseidu Nketia kan na asem a Mahama nso kan no eno hunti conclusion na wono Henry Nanaboache or draw no. Or say it is my submission that this treasonable and incendiary comment by John Dramani Mahama and Johnson Aseidu Nketia taken together constitute a pattern conduct aimed at inciting NDC party lackeys to employ all means including violence so long as electoral victory is assured. It also constitutes a veiled threat to overthrow the constitutional process established for conducting general elections in the country. Indeed, we believe it was such reckless commentary coming from them that recently emboldened one of their own, the NDC youth organizer of the Swami constituency in the Ashanti region, to brazenly proclaim that the youth of the NDC were willing to kill people in order to ensure an NDC victory in 2024 general elections. You see, on account of the foregoing, I humbly submit that if such vicious commentary is to be eliminated from our body politics, then high-statuted persons such as former President John Dramani Mahama and Johnson Aseidu Nketia, the national chairman, cannot be immune from arrest and investigation. After all, the principle of equality before the law is enshrined in the Constitution of the Republic. I say, Madam, the offense of offensive conduct conducive to the breach of the peace that remains on our statute books is to forestall conduct such as the above, that is capable of inciting others to violence and untoward practice, especially considering the influence of the individuals involved. Such utterances ought not be made by any patriotic citizen, much more a former president and chairman of the largest opposition party. It is more worrying that such commentary borders on treason as it threatens the peace and security of the states. Now, Oyenota said, and holds in its belly the capacity to erode all the democratic gains we have made in this fourth republic. Also, consequently, and given the fact that statute of limitation does not apply to criminal conduct, I pray your esteemed office to immediately arrest, investigate, and prosecute former President John Dramani Mahama and Chairman Aseidu Nketia for their unbridled and pernicious conduct as aforementioned. Also, your immediate intervention is required to save our democracy and fourth republican constitutional order. This, I believe, would serve as a caution that any person, regardless of status, can be reached by the long arm of the law, hence must be guided in their commentary. Kindly find attached for your indulgence videos, audios, publications, and other relevant material in support of our petition for the immediate arrest, investigation, and prosecution of John Dramani Mahama, Johnson Aseidu Nketia, in accordance with your mandates under the laws of the Republic of Ghana. I trust that you would promptly act on this petition, given the graveness of the matters raised. Thank you in anticipation of the usual cooperation. Yours in service of country. Signed, Henry Nanabuache, National Organizer MPP. Watro atagi IGP, atagi Speaker of Parliament, atagi the Chairman of National Peace Council, wasanso atagi the National House of Chiefs, watagi the President of Catholic Bishop Conference, watagi the House, the Office of National Chief Imam, watagi the Christian Council of Ghana. Hey, I say penny. What your government works with us?